Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It was 5:14 when I came out here. It's almost, I was gonna say it's almost exactly 5:15, but it's exactly 5:14. Because it doesn't really matter if it's 5:13, 5:12. It's almost a quarter after 5 on this beautiful evening, early evening in Indianapolis. All my pockets are unzipped from my walks. It was like 60 degrees in Indianapolis today. It was so nice, but it's starting to get a little bit cooler. So I had on just a t-shirt earlier because I got my hair cut, and I had on my lighter jacket, that coat epoxy jacket that I got that I love. It's not super, super warm, so on days when it's a little bit warmer is when I wear it. And so I had that on earlier, and then when I came home, I just needed a t-shirt to film out here because it wasn't that cold. But it's getting a little bit colder. I'm so relaxed. I'm so mellow right now. I don't know why. I'm in a really, really, really good mood today. And the thing is, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. And I don't feel super tired or anything. Like, I'm tired, but I don't feel like exhausted or anything. I just didn't get good sleep last night. It was so funny because I went to go get my hair cut today. I just put on a hat afterwards. But anyway, I went to get my hair cut today, and I went in and I took my hat off and I said, I know my hair looks horrible. I said I didn't get much sleep last night. She goes, your hair looks like you got great sleep last night, because it was all like twisted in a million different directions and stuff. So hey, how are you? So nice tonight, isn't it? So yeah, anyway, last night when I went to sleep, I went to bed late, but I didn't stay up as late as I usually do. I went to bed about 3 o'clock, I think, something like that. And little Boo Radley, I got into the bedroom. I was getting into bed, and then he jumped down. So I like put my clothes back on, took him outside, let him run around. I mean, for a good like 15 minutes, he like ran around outside, brought him back upstairs. He did all of his business outside, brought him back upstairs, got him a little treat in bed, and then he kept on jumping off the bed. Like, I would get comfortable and I'd start falling asleep, and then he'd jump off the bed. And I can hear his little feet on the floor, his little, you know, because we have wood floors in the bedroom. And so I could just hear this on the floor. And so I would go and I would turn on the bathroom light, and I would look, and he'd be standing at he knows how to jump up and down off the bed. Like, he has no problem just like standing and jumping on the bed. He does it all the time. So, but I didn't know if, like, you know, he maybe couldn't see in the dark or whatever, but he does it all the time in the dark. So he has no problem jumping on the bed. So I would pick him up, and I'd put him back on the bed, and I'd be like, Boo Radley. I would, like, hold him. I'd say, like, what's going on, Boo Radley? And he'd lay down for a second, and then all of a sudden, it'd just be like, it was like he saw a ghost or something. It was the weirdest thing. He'd just, like, jump up and be off the bed again, right? He did this, like, 5, 6, 7 times last night, and, it was starting to get to be a lot, but it was so cute too. And so finally, like the last time, I said to him, I said, Boo Radley, this is the last time. I said, I'm not getting you off anymore, or getting you up anymore. So he jumped off the bed, and then like I was like laying there, I was almost about to fall asleep, and he jumped off the bed, and like 5 minutes later, like he was like I heard him back, he had jumped back on the bed, and he was like curling right into my back and stuff, because I was turned towards the fan. So then I fell asleep, but then Alex was getting ready for work, and I woke up when Alex was getting ready for work, and then he kissed me goodbye and stuff, so I woke up, and I was having a hard time falling asleep after that. And so it just was, I only got a couple hours of sleep. I'm actually surprised I'm not more tired than I am, because I had to get up early today to get Boo Radley ready and everything, and to get ready myself. And I was going to take a shower and stuff, but I'm just going to do it tonight. I was going to take a shower this morning, and I took one last night. I was going to take a shower this morning and, you know, be like all fresh and stuff for the day. But I slept in a little bit longer than I thought I would. I still got up early and got him ready and all that kind of stuff. Then I got an Uber and took an Uber to my hair appointment, got my hair appointment. Well, actually, I got there like 15 or 20 minutes early. I thought I'd be running like late, but I got there like 15 or 20 minutes early. So, there's like a Dunkin' Donuts where I get my hair cut, and so I had him drop me off at the Dunkin' Donuts because it's like a real close walk to my hair appointment. And I went inside and I got a coffee, and I actually bought, I think it's my first ever, I showed it on my Peter Does Stuff video today. So by the way, I did not do my PO unboxing. I'm going to save it for Friday, because tomorrow's my weigh-in, so I'm going to save it for Friday. But I did a haul today of like a grocery store haul, and I showed my Dunkin' Donuts cup. It's like one of these kind of cups, you know. I showed the Dunkin' Donuts cup. I think it might be my very first Dunkin' Donuts cup that I've ever bought before. I might have to start collecting the Dunkin' Donuts cups. So anyway, I really liked it, and actually it was cheaper than the Starbucks cups. It was like $14. It was like $13.86, $13.96 or something like that. It was not as expensive as the other ones. It's a really nice cup. I just went inside before I came out here because I had my leather Birkenstock clogs on, and I put the fuzzy ones on so I can feel like I have my slippers. I still have not walked. Last night I was going to walk, and when I got done with my vlog and I was uploading it and stuff, I went upstairs and was talking to Alex, and my knee was still hurting, and it wasn't hurt. It's like it hurts when I sit for a long period of time. And I think that might have been because I was like sitting out here, and I was sitting out here last night, and then was sitting at the chair at the computer and stuff, and so my knee was kind of hurting, and I really wanted to walk last night, but I was like, oh, I feel like I need to wait another day or two. I mean, it's been like a week. It'll be a week tomorrow since I've walked, and today it's like still hurting a little bit, but I feel like last night I was kind of tired too, so I didn't really feel like walking a whole lot. I wanted to, but I didn't, you know. Once I get into the mode of walking, then I like walk every day. Like I was doing really good, but once I get out of it, it's hard to get back into it. So I've got to get back into the mode of walking because I've gained some weight back, and this has not been a good week. This update tomorrow is gonna be a fail. It's not. I mean, I haven't gained like all my weight back, but this has not been a good week for Peter, and you know, I didn't eat healthy like 2.5 days, and so anyway, so tonight I think I'm just gonna try to push myself through the pain, and I'm gonna walk, but I think I'm gonna take a shorter walk tonight. Like I have to walk something. I have to do at least 15 or 20 minutes of a walk tonight just to get it going again and get started back into the routine. Plus, I haven't listened to my audiobook, but just a little bit here and there, and I want to get back into listen to the audiobook. So tonight, like I'm like squeezing my knee right now. It still is sore. So I'm going to try to walk a little bit. Well, I am going to walk tonight. I'm going to make a commitment that I'm going to walk tonight, whether it's 15 or 20 minutes or whatever it is. But I'm going to do something tonight and get out and be a little bit active tonight. So last night I was going to do that, and I didn't. I was so tired. I was like thinking that Vanderpump Rules was on last night. I was trying to think of what was on last night. We didn't watch anything well, he and I didn't watch anything together. But the Housewives are on tonight, so I don't know if we'll watch all that tonight or if we'll save it till tomorrow. I have no idea. I don't think he has any plans tonight. I actually just texted my husband right before I came out here, because so he got his haircut right after me today, because we both go to the same hairstylist. So when I was leaving my hairstylist, I saw him and gave him a kiss and stuff like that, but he had to go back to work. So I know he doesn't have any plans tonight. I don't think he has any plans this whole week, honestly, and he didn't have any plans last week. So I don't know if we'll watch TV or whatever, but last night I was like, I'm going to lay down for a little bit. So I laid down for a little bit last night, and, well, at first I ate some dinner. I had ordered piata the other night, and so I ate the second half of my piata last night, and I also had some cottage cheese and some tomatoes, and then I watched the last episode. I was like halfway through the last episode of the disappearance of Crystal Rogers, so I ended up finishing that. I like had watched it, but like I didn't really remember it, so like I ended up finishing watching that and stuff like that. And then I was like, I'm gonna lay down and take a nap for a little bit. It was still kind of early, so I laid down and took a nap last night. It was so cozy. Alex was like, well, he was watching something last night. He just finished some show. What did he just finish? He finished it in like one day. I was like, how did you finish this in one day? So anyway, he was watching something last night. I can't remember, but he has iPad in the bed and stuff like that. And I love that when he's like right next to me with his iPad and Boo Radley's like cuddled in between us. I think what happened last night was Alex gave Boo his medicine because he had given it to him before he left for work, which was at like 7. So we try to give him to him like 10 or 12 hours apart. Sometimes we give him to him later at night so he sleeps better. But I think that he gave it to him like early enough that when I got into bed, like he was like the medicine was like, because sometimes like after he takes the medicine, he's like really, really tired. And like a half an hour later, he gets real tired and he just wants to sleep the whole night. I think the medicine was kind of wearing off. So he was in between the point of like the medicine wearing off and when he got his next medicine dose, because Alex gives it to him in the morning. I think that's why he was like so like energetic late last night. But anyway, so I took a nap last night, got up from my nap, and then I was like looking through a bunch of stuff. I wasn't sure what I was going to watch. Somebody had recommended me, and then I was thinking about this movie. It's a movie I've like wanted to watch on and off for years. Cruising with Al Pacino. It's about a detective that goes undercover, like the leather scene in the 70s. I don't think I've ever seen this movie. If I did, it was like way back in the day with my mom or something. I don't remember seeing it. She liked Al Pacino, so, but I don't remember seeing it. Here's my neighbor coming out here to get her mail. So I was like watching the trailer for it last night. I was like, I'm not really in the mood to watch this tonight. And then somebody had recommended, I think on the vlog in the comments, they had said that there was a documentary about the making of Cruising, and that was more interesting than the movie actually. Hey! How are you? You know what? I was just thinking about that last night. She asked when Survivor starts. I think it's the 28th. 24th or the 28th.
Oh, next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you having for dinner tonight?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No, we went out for lunch today.
Where'd you guys go?
Imperial Palace on Lafayette Road.
Oh.
It's really good.
Was it?
So, we're not hungry tonight.
Hey, I have a question for you since I never see you anymore because it's always so cold out. When do we start moving these hostas?
Oh. When they come up.
When is that, you think?
Oh, in May.
In May? So we don't need to worry about it till May?
No.
Okay.
Are you going anywhere this spring?
Huh?
Are you going anywhere this spring?
Florida, the end of March for that music festival we go to. But no, other than that, we're not going. Where are you going anywhere?
No.
Cozy Mystery Central?
Yeah. Nope, okay.
All right.
So,
Well, maybe we'll have some warmer weather and I'll get to see you a little bit more.
yeah, it's going to be...
I miss seeing you guys.
It's going to be warm enough. I'll be out here working. Oh, I hope they don't dig up the yard too much.
Well, I kind of, if they're going to do it, I mean, she's talking about digging up the yard for the, my cousin Caroline said do you know what it is? She said she thinks it's internet, like fiber optics or something.
I heard the electricity.
Electric company? Are they going to dig up the whole yard?
No. Have you seen what they did over on Admiral?
I see that they just put, well, over there it was bad. But here I've been seeing they just put like things down in the ground.
Yeah, so I hope they don't dig too much. That one yard over on Admiralty, it's a mess.
It is, yeah.
Did you see that?
It's bad. Yeah, I walked by there. I've been taking my walks at night. Well, I haven't walked for the last week because I hurt my knee, but other than that, so. I don't know, walked too much. I walked 2 hours one night. I know. I've been listening to audiobooks walking, trying to get healthy, you know.
Get ready for that jazz festival.
Getting ready for the jazz festival, that's right.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you later.
Carrying on about her Ballmeister.
Did you hear that earlier?
Yeah. Hey, how's she doing?
My other neighbor came home with her dog. Now she's going over there to see her. She said, you carrying on about Herb Baumeister. See, everybody in Indianapolis knows about Herb Baumeister. Oh, what was I going to say to my neighbor? I was going to, like, say something funny to her. Oh, I was going to do this thing. Because you guys have you seen those, like, HOA? The guy that's like, that's a violation. Hold on a second. I'm going to say something to her in a second, to Laura. Because I noticed that last night. She still has her Christmas wreath up with lights on it. And she's got her Christmas lights all the way out. Like, they look like the old school light up. She's like sticks in the ground. She's got them all the way out in her yard. So I'm going to tease her. Hey, Laura.
Hi.
Hey, I got something to say to you.
Okay. Her feet don't look all that big.
Her little dog is so cute. Oh, she might get up to 60 pounds, my lord. She's so sweet, this rescue dog that she got. That's all right. She can pee on my yard, just not hers. She's so good, this dog Sid. I mean, she's got her trained. Boo Radley to this day, I don't think he knows his name. And he doesn't know Sid or anything. I know this is so boring, but for you guys just to sit here and watch me watching my neighbors talk, but I have to say something to her because it's going to be so funny. I'm going to get her about the violation thing. Watch. Well, I'm recording, so you don't need to come up too close.
Okay.
But I do want to get this on camera.
Oh, okay.
So oh, hey, sweetheart, how are you? Hi, honey. Yeah. See, I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl.
For the most part.
So I was taking Boo Radley out last night. And I noticed you still have your Christmas wreath up with the lights, and you still have the Christmas lights up in your walkway. And I'm going to have to contact the HOA. That's a violation. That's a violation.
I'm sorry for spreading cheer.
You and I were the last ones. I kept my wreath up because there was a little bird that was sleeping in it, and I was afraid to take it down.
Yeah.
I call.
We could do.
Hers are not Valentine's lights. Don't get into this fight, or I'm gonna have to contact the HOA about you. That's violation. I bought you those St. Patrick's Day lights.
Oh, really?
I bought them for her last year.
Yeah, I can't keep up with that many lights.
You have a lot.
Well,
what cracks me up though is what cracks me up is
for the whole season.
Okay, but what cracks me up is
through January.
Yours are like, they're obviously Christmas lights.
I know.
Okay, but you plug them in. I live for it. Like every night you still plug them in.
Yeah.
She got her wreath and everything, her whole walkway all lit up. She don't want to let Christmas go.
Well, because like, yeah, when do you put up lights again? Christmas.
Well, I know, but that's kind of like what's special about Christmas, see?
Yeah, but like,
Hi,
I would like
honey.
to stretch it out because these months are the worst. January and February suck.
It's so dark
Gray,
and depressing, it is, I know.
Blah, boring. So yeah, I'm going to keep my lights up.
You keep them up.
I am going to take them down because more people have been commenting now. So
I'm joking. You know they don't
I
bother
know.
me.
But my mom was like, maybe you should take those down. I was like, well, now I'm going to keep them up for 3 more weeks.
You know that one street, don't say the street because I'm on video, but you know that one street, the one if you go all the way up here and then turn left? You know the one house that has like this, the whole tree is all the way filled? Do you think they keep those every year?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Which house I'm talking about?
Because I think I've seen it across the water and it's so bright.
Yeah.
It's like insanely bright. And also, I don't know if this is the same one, but there's one that has like these lighting effects, like it fades in and out and
Yes,
flashes.
yes.
And it plays like all throughout
But
the night.
I don't know how they would take those down. Like once, I mean, there's so many of them. I mean, it's not like
you mean outside?
it's not like a lit up wreath that you keep on your front door.
I know,
Like,
right?
that's a violation.
Which is set on a timer too. So I don't even have to remember. To
Look, my neighbor Laura, she gets pool violation. She gets in trouble for being too loud at the pool. She gets in trouble for having the world's largest slip and slide parties. That true story.
I can't blame them for that one though.
Ruining the grass.
Yeah.
But you know what is so funny is when we were over there last night, she's in the pile where I put poop compost. But there is some dog in this neighborhood that is huge that is pooping in your yard.
I know. Look, it's like
big, huge dog.
The mailbox, and it's.
But I don't ever see a dog. Whose dog is that?
Well, I have a feeling.
No, it's not.
Because his are ginormous.
Okay, but this is who I think it is.
And they walk in.
Yeah, I know, but always usually on the street. This is why I don't think, I'll tell you who I think it is. So when I'm out here like real late at night, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, there's a couple that walks real fast.
Oh, really?
They're probably like my age, but they have a dog that has like a flashlight collar on it that runs ahead of them. And it's so I see the dog first come out. I think that's who it is. And they come, they're out here, they run by here. And do you know what I'm going to say to them when I see them next? That's the violation. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that guy? You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, I got to find it. People send it to me all the time. I'll send it to you. It's this guy, and he acts like, he walks around the neighborhood, he acts like he's the HOA.
That's awesome. That's great.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being horrible, 10 being awesome, like what do you rate our HOA?
I've only had one experience, and I've had a lot of problems, so.
And the one experience being your grandma turning us both in for our walkways?
No, I just mean one experience as this whole time I've been here, and there's been a lot of problems.
Yeah, there's been a lot of problems.
And a lot of things that I complain about, so I don't know. I don't think I give
I know you're growing up. You turn 30 now, and you're the one that's complaining about stuff in the neighborhood. I'm kind of living for she is.
Don't poop in my yard.
Don't poop in my yard.
I know. That felt really good. I was like, ooh.
And then somebody was like, and don't pee on the grass or the plants
yeah,
either.
I wanted to be like, okay, get off of my post. Like, go make your own if you really want.
People, when they walk by here, they're always like, oh, I'm sorry for peeing in your yard. I'm like, we do not care. Pee in our yard.
Yeah, I don't care about that. But if you poop, pick it up.
She's getting so big.
I know. That's what people keep saying.
She's so sweet.
She weighs like 30 pounds now.
She must not bark at all. I never hear her.
She really doesn't bark a whole lot, and I'm hoping that stays.
Yeah.
Because her bark is like, it's like really high pitched.
She went. Her ears perked.
Yeah.
It was good seeing you, sweetie.
You too.
Don't step in the poop.
Wait, send me whatever this
I'll
is.
send you those. It's like an Instagram, TikTok thing.
Yeah, okay.
It's funny. I'll send them to you.
Okay.
I had to get her for that. I had to get her on the violation. So anyway, see, I miss being out here. This is so fun being outside and talking to people. I miss this. Okay, so where was I at? My nap. I took my nap. Then I got up and I was like, I don't know what to watch. And so I was looking through all these true crime documentaries because I'm like on the true crime kick, you know? And I was like, okay, whenever you look up these lists, if you look up like the top 10 true crime documentaries of life, The Jinx on HBO Max is always in the top 5. Always, okay? And the poster of it is this guy named Robert Durst, and he's sitting in this chair. And it's like, the description is like, financier or Wall Street mogul or something gets away with murder or something. I'm like, this is so boring. It's going to be about like finances and whatever. And I'm like, I never wanted to watch it, right? Well, a couple people commented on it on the vlog, and they were like, oh, by the way, I just want to say this. I think it was Diana. She always leaves all the emojis. She's like, we're on the front porch. I love you so much. Her comments are always so sweet. But she said something like, am I getting you right that you're only going to vlog 2 days? Oh, girl, come on now. No, we are not just vlogging 2 days a week. We're vlogging every day of the week. What I was saying was I might take some days off here and there the rest of the month of February. But then I get to the end of the day and I'm like, no, I don't want to not vlog today. I feel like vlogging, you know? Plus, especially if it's before Alex gets home. And, like, when he comes home, like, he just wants to detach because he's been talking to people all day long. So, you know, he don't really want to, like, talk to anybody. So he just wants to lay in bed for an hour and listen to TikToks or watch TikToks anyway and just, like, laugh. And then I, you know, pick up my phone and I've got... Now he's not really so much on the TikTok as he is the Instagram Reels. And so... he sends me all these Instagram Reels, and they're always of, like, dogs and little animals. And this one he sent me yesterday was this guy, and he's got these squirrels in his yard. Not like Thumbelina. I love Thumbelina. I posted her on my Instagram story last night. I love her so much. But not Thumbelina. But it's just this guy, and he feeds these squirrels like peanuts in his yard, and they come right up to him and he records it, and they eat out of his hand these nuts. And I said to Alex that because they put all the nuts in their mouth, and I said, why? And so that's the kind of stuff Alex sends me because he knows I love stuff about animals. See, that's my love language. Show me a video about animals. No doubt, because now I got tomorrow on Instagram. People send them all to me all the time anyway. These are the one video I get the most is the orchestra conductor that flips the fan. People send that to me all the time. And people send the Listen Linda thing to me all the time too. Like, did Linda ever listen? I've said it in videos, and now people send it to me like all the time. Those are the two that I get the most often. But what's so funny is that, like, I'll post a picture on my Instagram story of, like, the little illustrations of, like, you know, like animals living in the tree or whatever. And then somebody will send me the illustration. I'm like, I just posted it on my Instagram like an hour ago. But I love it anyway. I think it's sweet that people think of me because they know I like that. It's so nice, you know. I think that's a love language, sending people things that make them happy. Don't you? I think that's a love language. So anyway, so I said to Alex, I was, like, watching it, and I said... This is so dumb. I said, why do the squirrels put all those nuts in their mouth like they don't eat them? And he goes, well, they're like grocery shopping. And I go, what? He goes, because they put them all the nuts. This is like nothing new to anybody out there. You'd think as much as I watch little animals and stuff, I'd know this, right? But he's like, they're grocery shopping. They're putting all the nuts in their mouth so that they can, like, take them home to their house and they can store them there and then they can eat them later. That's the kind of stuff I love to look at. So he was sending me that stuff. But anyway, so I was like, last night, I was like looking at the movie. Oh, Cruising. I was looking at the movie Cruising. I was trying to find the documentary. If somebody knows what I'm not asking you to Google search it. I can do that. I mean, if somebody has seen the documentary and can say, yes, it's a good documentary and this is what it's called, that's what I want to know, okay? Because people always be like, oh, I looked up the documentary. No, I want to know if it's good. That's what I want to know. I don't want to watch if it's not good. About the making of the movie Cruising. I couldn't find anything about it. I found like a YouTube video. Oh, that's what I was watching last night, because a lot of people asked me to talk about the Summer Wells case, of which I knew nothing about. This little girl that went missing like years ago. So I watched a Kendall Ray video about it, and I watched another video about Summer Wells. I don't feel like I know enough about it to cover it on a true crime video, but if people want me to talk about it, I will. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. Today, my video was about the Herb Baumeister case. I read the text messages from my source that reached out to me. And so I started filming it out here, but like all my neighbors were walking on the street and talking and stuff like that. So my neighbor across the street, she heard me talking. Everybody in this area, because Herb Baumeister grew up in this area. So everybody in Indianapolis knows who Herb Baumeister is. They know the story. They know, I mean, it's not like this secret that nobody talks about. Like, everybody will be like, oh yeah, Herb Baumeister, like my kids grew up with his kids going to school. I mean, everybody says that stuff, you know? In fact, I referenced my vlog in my video today because I think I talked about it in a vlog when I was at the pool this summer, and I was talking, do you guys remember this? I feel like I said this in a vlog. I was at the pool this summer, and a bunch of people were in the pool, and somehow we got talking about, oh, it was when my neighbor across the street borrowed that book from me, I think. Her friend borrowed the book from me. We were talking about Herb Baumeister, and this one guy was like, oh yeah, like my daughter, like he was my daughter's softball coach, or I coached his daughter in softball or something like that, or soccer or some sport or something like that. But anyway, so like everybody talks about it around here, but so she was like, that's what she was saying earlier. You talking about Herb Baumeister today? So anyway, so I was like, I couldn't find anything that I really wanted to watch, so I thought, well, on every list is the Jenks. I need to go in, because there's like, out of the top 10 on every list, there's like 3 that I haven't watched. Other than the ones that I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch the Epstein thing. To me, that's so dark and insidious. I don't want to watch that. I really have no desire to watch the R. Kelly one. Those 2 are always at the top of the list. I don't want to watch those. But then there was a couple other ones that like I've never seen or whatever. The one that I wanted to watch, I think I started it. It's like 4 or 5 episodes, and it's called like the Missing Children of Atlanta or something like that. It's supposed to be really, really good. And we read a book that referenced it for a true crime book club. And so that's one that I want to watch. But there's a couple that I want to watch. But anyway, the Jinx is always like at the top, like top 5, if not the top 3 of all of them. And I never really wanted to watch it because I was like, this is gonna, to be honest with you, I think they marketed it horribly, okay? Because I thought it would be about some guy that owned a company that like got away with a bunch of stuff. I thought it was gonna be like financial true crime or something. I didn't really know what it was about. I didn't know anything about the story. So, oh, look at her coat. It's so cute. She waved and laughed. She's talking to somebody. It cracks me up how many people like walk down the street with their Bluetooth on and they talk, and she was like, oh, so many people ask me why the guy that when I waved to him, he doesn't like me. People ask about that on my drama video, and they ask about it over here. They go, why that guy doesn't like you? He's homophobic. He doesn't like me or Alex. He will never wave to us. He will never say hi or anything like that. He lives on the other side of the neighborhood, and every time I see him, he always just kind of like looks at me. One day, Alex and I were out here with Boo Radley, and he walked by, and I said something to Alex. I was like, babe, can you grab him? And the guy looked at me. He literally rolled his eyes like that. I was like, I mean, we live in one of the most conservative states. We don't really, to be honest with you, like, he's the only neighbor that I have, like, ever dealt with that from in this neighborhood of any kind of homophobia. Everybody is so welcome and whatever. And he hardly ever walks, but, like, every once in a blue moon, I'll see him around here. He's never been nice to Alex or I. Like, we'll never engage in a conversation with us. We'll never talk to us or anything like that. And I'm always like, hey, how are you? And he just, like, looks straight ahead. He just, like, will not talk to me or look at me or anything like that. So that's why he doesn't like us, because he's homophobic. And I know that also because other people have told me that in the neighborhood. They're like, oh yeah, you don't know that. Like, what did he call us? He referred to Alex and I as like, those guys, or those, he didn't say, it wasn't like those gays or something like that. It was like, what did he say? I can't remember how he said it. Those men or those guys or something like that. He referred to us to somebody. So yeah. But anyway, so last night I started watching the Jenks. for you, 2 or 3 people out there that put they really enjoy it. Somebody said, I loved the Jinx. I hope you enjoy it. So you're the one that got me to watch it last night. I don't know who you are. I'm uploading a video on my phone right now about her, about my, so I don't have my phone to read my comments. But I just want to say to you, yes, you're the one that got me to watch it, and I am forever in your debt. Because I'm going to just tell you right now, I did not know what I was getting myself into. And I started it too late, and I knew I wanted to go to bed somewhat early. The camera stopped. I thought this was going to be a real short vlog today. I thought it was going to be like 20 or 30 minutes. So I started it late last night, well, later than I wanted to, and I wanted to go to bed by like 3 o'clock, and I was doing laundry and all this kind of stuff and folding laundry in between. So I only got 3 episodes done. 2.5, I think 2.5 episodes done. So I got 3.5 episodes to watch tonight, which I'm so excited. Y'all, this documentary is so good. If you like true crime, it is so good. So here I am, I'm watching it, right? And I got my coffee, I got my little coffee cup ready, and you know, everything, my iPad set up, and I got my candles lit. I always do that late at night. Now, when I get scared watching a true crime documentary, that's when you know it's good, okay? Like the disappearance of Maura Murray, like I was scared watching that. Like it takes a good documentary to get me really scared. So a true crime documentary. And so, hey you!
How are you?
Good. Caroline and I were talking just about you the other day, wondering how you were doing.
We're doing good. How's she doing?
She's doing good.
New company?
Yeah, and we just hung out today. She comes and picks me up once a week and we run around. Your hair's getting long. It looks nice.
Tell her I said hi.
I will.
See you.
You look great. That was my mom and my aunt's friend that lives on the other side of the neighborhood with her daughter. And she's so sweet. I love her. She's walking her dog. But so anyway, see, I love this neighborhood so much. I just love it. But anyway, enough about her. No, she's so sweet. She's the one that, when I talked to her about my grandma going to prison, she was like, yeah, Peter, everybody knew. She went to high school with my mom and my aunt. And then I think she ended up going to IU too, but she was in a different sorority with them. But she was friends with my aunt, like, until my aunt passed away. So, and my mom just, like, adored her and her daughter, and they live over on the other side of the neighborhood. So anyway, they lived in here when my mom lived in here. So, what was I saying? Okay, so I started watching this documentary last night. I had my candles lit and everything. It was so dark and so scary in the house and everything. I mean, I could always hear the fan on upstairs with, like, Alex and then, like, you know, like, Boo Radley move around and whatever, so I can hear it. So it's very cozy, but it's also very scary. Like, every hour and a half I'll take Boo Radley out. He'll come, like, downstairs or whatever. I was telling my hairstylist today, I was like, I was so scared last night watching this. And it's like, you can just, like, the flicker of the candle is on, like, the floor. So there's, like, this much light, like, going across the floor. And every once in a while, like, I'll see something just, like, go across that light. And I saw it and I looked and I was like, what? Because it's Boo Radley walking in front of that light. So it only happens like once every 2 hours or hour and a half. And so he came down. I was like, oh my God, be still my heart. So I started watching this last night. First of all, I love to watch any true crime documentary where I have no idea what the story's about, right? So I thought I was going to watch this and it was going to be I really thought it was going to be like one of those, like, what is it, the Fry Festival or Fire Festival or whatever. I thought it was gonna be something like that. Like, I just don't care. Or like that Anna girl that schemed all those people, you know, that one in New York. I thought it was gonna be something like that. I just really wasn't interested. Okay, no. It starts off in Galveston, Texas in like 2015 or something, with them finding the headless torso of a guy in the ocean, okay? And it goes from there, or whatever, Galveston, is it on the ocean? I don't know. But anyway, it's in Galveston, Texas. And how they figure out who did it, and then arresting this guy. It's about Robert Durst, okay? Who is, like, from this family that owns, like, 9 skyscrapers in New York City. He's extremely wealthy. They put up this bond, he pays the bond, and then he's, like, on the run. And so it goes back and forth about, like, his wife went missing 20 years ago. They've never found her. And then they made a movie out of it with Kirsten Dunst. And then he contacts the director of the movie to ask the director, or the writer or the director of the movie, this Jawiecki guy, I can't remember what his first name is, but anyway, this younger guy, and asks him if he wants to interview me. He's never sat down and done an interview for anybody about his missing wife and all this stuff. And his best friend was this woman that her dad was like a mob boss in Los Angeles, and she ended up getting murdered. And it's all these connections of like 4 different people that were murdered that are connected to him, and he's never been charged with any of these murders. He's like never, well, he's been charged with the one, but he's never like, he goes to prison at one time, but they're not there yet in the documentary. You guys, this documentary, I mean, it goes from Galveston, Texas to 20 years ago in Salem County, Westchester County, South Salem, Westchester County, New York, and the prosecutor that's involved in it, and the possible setup of how he tried to make it look like his wife just went missing. You guys, it is so good. I mean, it is like elements of every true crime documentary that I love, like The Keepers, The Staircase, Making of a Murderer. I mean, it's like small town to big town to out in the middle of nowhere to hiding bodies in the lake in New Jersey and in the country and the woods. I mean, you guys, it is so eerie. I was not expecting this. I have to tell you, it is hands down. And like I said, I'm only like 2.5 episodes into the show. It is probably one of the best true crime documentaries. I mean, and literally, I would put it in my top 5. It is so good. It's on HBO Max, and it's called The Jenks. It is fantastic. It is fantastic. So I'm going to finish that tonight. I am going to stay up late tonight because tomorrow I have a therapy appointment. And then I don't know how much I'm going to film tomorrow. I'd probably at least a vlog. But other than that, and my weigh-in. I'll do at least my vlog and my weigh-in tomorrow. But there's like 2 little kids dressed like twins running down the street. It's 2 little boys with their grandma. It looks like their mom might be behind the grandma or something. These 2 little boys are like running down the street. They got matching pants and sweaters on. Anyway, they're just like this. Running down the middle of the street. No, cars hardly ever get. I mean, I know it sounds like a lot of cars come down our street, but really there's not that many cars that come down our street. Well, there's a car coming down our street right now. Is this my husband? This would be so funny if this is my husband. He's got the little ducks in the front of his Jeep, though, and I don't see the ducks, so maybe it's not him. There's another black. This woman that lives down from me, she's the most amazing cars, okay? She's got like a Porsche Carrera. She's got like a Porsche Cayenne. She's got a white... Oh, it is my husband. Hey, there's the little duck. She's got a white Jeep Wrangler and a black Jeep Wrangler. She's got the most amazing cars. She's got something else, too. Her boyfriend's got like a Ferrari or something like that. She's like my age. And, here they come running down the street. They are so excited. Oh, look at, they are so sweet. They are so excited. They are so excited. They're so sweet. But anyway, so it's mom and grandma and the 2 little kids running down the street. They're like, I mean, they're literally like 2 years old, you guys. They might be twins. I don't know. They look like twins. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm going to finish watching that tonight and get scared. And then I don't know what I'm going to watch. I found another documentary. Okay, has anybody watched a documentary about the woman that goes missing in the submarine? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's 2 parts. It's on HBO Max too. I might watch that one tonight. There's another one on Peacock that I might watch. I like the ones that are real scary that take place like out in the country and it, nobody knows what happened to these people and they went missing like, 10 years ago. People keep on, this is the thing, it's so funny to me. It's like I say this a lot, like I know you can't catch every vlog that I do, but like I feel like some of the shows I talk about, like I've talked about them repeatedly and people be like, oh, you need to watch this. Like, a couple people have recommended to me, like I don't mean this as a diss in any way whatsoever. Like I said, I know you guys can't watch like every documentary or every vlog. Some of you like watch later and haven't watched all of them. But like so many people recommend to me, what's the show with Jennifer Garner that they made onto Apple TV, The Last Thing He Told Me or whatever. Like I read that book years ago and then I watched the whole show and they came out and made it. It's fantastic. The book and the show are fantastic. I think it's The Last Thing He Told Me. It's on Apple TV. But somebody recommended that to me yesterday. I was like, oh, I love that show. I wish I could go back and watch it again. And then like a lot of documentaries, people recommended me like ones that I've read over and over and over again. I feel like for my I know this is kind of like a crazy place to put it, but like since I'm doing true crime on my my drama channel, I'm thinking about doing a video of like my top 10 favorite true crime documentaries over there, and also reading like all the true crime documentaries I've ever watched. But the thing is, every time I'm looking up true crime documentaries, what was the one that I found last night that I was like, oh, I watched that one? I was like looking through all these true crime documentaries, and I was like, oh, I watched that one, and I had forgotten it, and so I added it to it. There was one that I was looking up that I like, I'm screenshotting a lot of like the posters for it. Like when I go through the list, I'll screenshot it. And when I screenshot it, I like looked it up and I played the trailer, and I was like, oh, I watched this one and I liked it. Oh, this is the one that people tell me is, why can't I think of what it's called? No One Saw a Thing. People keep on recommending that one to me. I actually think I had to rent that one on Amazon Prime because it's hard to find. It's an older documentary. It's fantastic, but that is a really eerie one. But what it's about is this guy that was shot in this town square. If it's the one that I remember correctly, it's about this guy that was shot in this town square like in the 70s. And it's the aftermath of what happens to this town after that happens, and that all this crime like circles this town, if that's the one. But that No One Saw a Thing, I can remember his wife. She looked like Chloe Sevigny in some movie way back in the day with the white blonde hair. I can remember her like being interviewed and stuff like that, his wife. And she was in the car with him when he was like shot and gunned down, like in this town. It wasn't a town square, but it was like this, the main strip of like the town. That was a good documentary. That was a really good documentary. But I have to say, like, what was I saying the other day? I was like looking through my documentaries, and I was like, this is one that I always forget is like one of the best documentaries that I've ever watched. And it was something that, it was so funny because, I wish I had my phone out here, because I had the screenshot of it, and I went in and I looked at it. I was like, oh my God, this is one of the best true crime documentaries I've ever watched, and I couldn't remember the title of it. The thing is, like, you know, when you watch a documentary, and the documentary is called, like, The Disappearance of Maura Murray, you know it's about Maura Murray. But, like, Don't F with Cats, like, well, I was telling my hairstylist about this today, like, it's, why that's the title of the documentary is because the guy that they're trying to find, like, does horrible things to these cats and, like, posts these videos. And that's how the whole thing gets started, right? But, like, that doesn't really have anything to do, other than that, with the story of the documentary. This pillow always goes so high up. So it doesn't really have anything to do with the story of the documentary, if you know what I'm saying, right? And so, a lot of the documentaries, like No One Saw a Thing, like the reason I remember that is because no one has ever to this day admitted that they were standing there, and it was like 38 people that saw it, and they never saw this guy get shot and killed, right? So it's a lot about that. But a lot of these true crime documentaries, it's like the title of them isn't something that, like the Jenks, I don't know how they're going to tie this in, but like in the second episode, they're asking him why he didn't want to have kids with his wife, and he said, I never wanted to have kids, I never wanted to raise kids, I think it's a Jenks. Or it's like, it's going to be like, it would be the Jenks or something. And I think they're going to relate that because he saw his mother die when he was younger, and I think they're going to tie that to the story somehow, because that's like, how else would you use that word? I can't imagine him using that word 3 or 4 times. So it's like sometimes they'll pull a word like that, right? So I'm going through these documentaries. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what I even think about this and whatever. But people ask me a lot about like The Staircase, what I think about The Staircase. I'll tell you about The Staircase, and I don't want to ruin it for you. If you've never seen The Staircase, first of all, watch the documentary. My battery died, so I had to go outside and get a new battery. And then I was talking to Alex, and Boo Bradley was running around being crazy. What was I talking about? I was talking about something to do with true crime titles and the Jenks. And I think that that's why the Jenks was called the Jenks. I don't know, but anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about some documentary that I was watching. I don't even remember. Some documentary that I was like, I had screenshot and I was looking at. Like when I started watching, I don't even remember what it was. I should have checked on my phone when I went inside, but I didn't even think about it. One of the screenshots that I had of like a documentary to watch, when I went and I looked at the trailer for it, I was like, oh my God, I watched this. This was one of the best. What was it? It was like one of the best true crime documentaries I ever saw. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, was I talking about The Staircase? people always recommend, they're like, you should cover the staircase and their true crime documentaries and stuff. There's not really anything to cover about the staircase. I mean, the staircase is allegedly a solved case that he did it, allegedly. If you watch a documentary, this is what I would recommend. If you watch a documentary, the documentary implicates his innocence, okay? When you watch the television show shows more, and it implicates his guilt. The one with Toni Collette. Both are fantastic. More comes out in the television show than does the documentary. I would watch the documentary if you're real interested in it, and then I would watch a television show. I think it's called The Staircase too, with Toni Collette. It's fantastically done. But after you're done watching a documentary, you need to watch a documentary first, because if you watch this before you go into the documentary, it'll ruin the whole documentary for you. But look on YouTube and look, it's called the barn owl theory, because they talk about it actually on the TV show with Toni Collette. I love Toni Collette. She's like one of my favorite actresses of life. I've loved her forever, ever since like Muriel's Wedding and everything way back in the day. But anyway, if you go on YouTube and look up, it's called put the staircase, the barn owl theory. And if you've ever watched a documentary, The Staircase, and you've never seen the video, it's like a 3-minute video, and they explain the barn owl theory. There's a part of me, I mean, a lot has come out about him afterwards since they did the movie, and like a lot more comes out about in the movie, like speculations that they have and stuff like that. But so it makes me like, I don't know, like watching a documentary, like he really comes across and his kids really believe his innocence. When you watch a TV show, you feel a little bit differently about it. But they do discuss the barn owl theory in the television show. So that was like when I was talking about it when it first came out years ago. Everybody was like on my videos and my vlog and stuff. People would be like, have you heard of that barn owl theory? Have you heard of the barn owl theory? The barn owl theory really changed how I looked at that case. In all honesty, like it really made me, I mean, maybe that could be the true crime documentary, the true crime video that I could do. Like that really made me think of things in a different kind of way, looking at all of that. So I don't know, maybe I'll do that video for my Peter Monn channel, do a true crime video about the staircase and the barn owl theory. That would be an interesting video to do, see what people thought. But anyway, although I don't want to go back in and watch. I mean, the staircase, the documentary, it was good, but I don't want to rewatch it again. Like the Keepers I could rewatch, Making of a Murderer I could rewatch, Don't F with Cats I think I could rewatch. That was an edge of your seat one. And actually, it references a lot the Ken and Barbie murders in Canada, which I later watched that documentary. What else people have recommended to me to watch? You know what I forgot to put on my list was that gay couple that murdered that guy in Washington, D.C. I forgot to put that on my list. I need to put that on my list. I'm up to like 90 true crime documentaries that I've seen in my life now. And I know there's like, I said something, there's like 40 on there, whatever, the other day. And it came across in my video as like, how I said it was not like what I meant. What I meant was there's like 40 that I can't think of, 20 to 40 that I can't think of. Because every time I go through like a list of documentaries, I'm like, oh, I watched that one, I forgot about it. My neighbor just put on her lights. She calls them Valentine's Day lights, but they're like red and yellow. Like yellow lights for Christmas and then red lights. I don't think that's Valentine's Day. And then I bought her St. Patrick's Day lights. I bought her green lights last year that she's going to put on her tree for St. Patrick's Day. But anyway, I've fallen down the rabbit hole of the true crime again. I kind of go through phases of it. And then like, I was thinking about this the other night. Like, I watch shows the way, I was thinking it was last night that I was thinking this. I watch shows the way that I eat food. Like, I get onto something, for a while. Like, I just ordered piata the other night for the first time. It was really good. I hadn't had piata, and God, now it sounds good. I kind of want that tonight. I was trying to kind of like, not necessarily fast, but not eat a lot today. Because the weigh-in's tomorrow and I haven't done great. But piata sounds so good. Well, no, I think tonight for dinner I'm gonna have something small with some cottage cheese and the sounds of summer. My neighbor across the street goes, I think spring's on its way. I go, a couple people have said that to me today. I'm like, I think so too, and I'm ready for it. But anyway, I think tonight I'm just gonna have a little bit of cottage cheese with like a small one of my meals or something like that. Eat something small tonight. I gotta get back on track. I mean, I'm not doing bad. Like, this is the thing. Like, I'm not eating like I was eating this weekend. Like, Friday and Saturday were just, like, off the chain. Like, I'm not doing that at all. But I'm not doing great. Like, I'm And I'm not walking, so I'm not being active, so I need to get back on that. I will say this, and how this week was good, though. Like, this is, I'll talk about this more tomorrow, but, like, maybe I should save it for tomorrow, but I'm going to say it right now. One way this week was good was, in having a week that I did really well, and then having a week where like, the week before that was a complete failure. But then the next week I did really, really well. Like, almost, like, overboard every day. And then this last week has been up and down, but more of a failure. Like, I gained some weight, and that was from this weekend, eating this weekend. The other thing is, I put on weight so easily. Like, I can put on 3 or 4 pounds, like, really easily. And so, I kind of, like, this week, I learned, like, what I can't do, or if I'm gonna, like, order something bad or eat something bad, like, I can do that, like, one meal of the week, but I can't do it, like, an entire day and stuff like that. And that, like, I have to keep up with my water, which I've been trying to do, and that I have to be active. Like, those are things I learned this week. So even though it was, like, a failure of a week as far as my weight loss journey, some lessons came out of it, you know, which is kind of how I always learn. So anyway, but tonight I'm going to end up watching the Jenks, and then I'm going to watch something else. I don't know. Somebody commented when I was talking about the octopus one, they said, my teacher the octopus, I think that's what it's called. They said they loved it, that they cried or something like that. So thank you for leaving that comment, because I do want to watch that one. I just don't know that I want to watch that one right now. I'm like, this is what I was going to say. Like, I eat the way that I watch shows. Like, I go through this, like, and I'm still watching reality TV. We've got a lot of shows. Well, tonight we have The Swans, Miami, Beverly Hills, and Vanderpump Rules from last night. But we might end up saving it for this weekend or tomorrow or something. Tonight I'm going to watch The Jenks after Alex goes to bed, the end of it. And then I'm going to watch probably something else and stay up late tonight unless I get real tired. So that's tonight. And then, so yeah. So yeah. We have all these flags they're going to dig in our yard. I can see in ours right now 3 red ones, 2 blue ones, 4 red ones, and 2 blue ones. But my neighbor across the street, she's got total of 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where they're supposedly digging. She's got pink ones too. 1, 2, 3, 4 bright pink ones. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, she's got green ones too. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. They have between in just their yard over there. So I guess mine's not too bad. Or ours is, I always say mine. Ours is not too bad, but Caroline said that she thinks they're doing something fiber optic. I don't know if that's true or not, but. So Caroline picked me up today from the hair appointment, and then she had gotten a bathing suit altered. Somebody said, she was talking to her friend on the phone, and she said, who gets a bathing suit altered? And Caroline said, I can never, like, get one that fits me exactly right, and I have this bathing suit that I got that I love, but I wanted it to fit well, so I got it altered. So she got this bathing suit, she went and picked that up. Then we went to the post office. Oh, then we drove by Som Park, which is where Caroline and I, we swam sometimes as kids, and I showed it, like, I did an abandoned video there. Do you guys remember that? We drove by there to see if they're going to open the pool this summer, but it's, like, still looks as abandoned as it ever was. But a lot of people were golfing there today. They also have this area where they play that frisbee. Is that frisbee golf or frisbee whatever it's called, where you throw it at those things? They have that there, too. People weren't playing that, I didn't see. People were golfing. A lot of people were golfing there today. My neighbor across the street, he loves to golf. He's the one that plays the tennis. He's the one that plays tennis too, the tennis. And he golfs. And he's like, yeah, it's almost golfing season. I said, people were golfing today at Som Park. We saw them. And then from there we went to Costco. I didn't get anything at Costco. Caroline had a bunch of stuff that she had to get. One of Caroline's friends, her father passed away. So Caroline and her friends were, like, arranging, like, every day they're taking, like, meals and stuff over there. So Caroline was getting, like, she got, like, a lasagna. And because Costco has great prepared meal, like ready-made meals that you just, like, throw in the oven. So she got a chicken fettuccine alfredo, a lasagna, a huge Caesar salad. She got, like, this bread, this huge thing of bread that's like garlic bread. She got chocolate chip cookies. She got something else. She's got a bunch of stuff that she's taking over there. She wanted to do like an Italian themed meal or whatever for tonight. Because I was like, they have this enchilada bake, and I said, I think some people might like that. She's like, no, I want to keep it on theme. We're doing like pasta tonight. So I'm doing lasagna and I'm doing this fettuccine with a Caesar salad and bread. I was like, okay, Caroline. So she said, we've already made a bunch of food and taken it over there and stuff like that. But she was like, I just want to make sure. She was like, I guess there's like 15 people that they're like taking food over there for every day and stuff. So I think that's so nice that Caroline's friends, like, they all rally around that. And, like, they came up with a list, and, like, each day somebody is doing this, and somebody's cleaning the house, and somebody... Isn't that so nice? It's kind of how our moms grew up. Our moms were like that, you know? I've said that a lot. Like, the generation that I grew up with my mom, if somebody died, you know, you took a casserole. I can remember my mom, like, we had these baskets. We still have some of them hanging in the kitchen. Or did I take all the baskets down and put them in the basement? But she would have these baskets, these, like, you know, wicker and wooden baskets. And she would make a homemade casserole with, like, in a dish and put it in the bottom, and then, like, a homemade, like, loaf of bread or cookies or something and put it on top. And, you know, she would, like, you know, put a little thing over it with a note and whatever and take it over to the neighbor. You know, leave it on the doorstep, take it inside or whatever. If, like, a neighbor or a friend, you know, like, if somebody passed in their family, like, that was, like, a common thing. You know, I can remember when my grandma passed away, like, just, like, having tons of food at my aunt's house, you know, and stuff like that, and my mom bringing a lot of it home, because I brought it mostly to my aunt's house. My mom and I stayed there for a while. I remember at my aunt's house when my grandma passed away. I do remember afterwards, though, like, my mom bringing some of the funeral flowers home, because this one pantry that we had in our, like, in our hallway, not pantry, it was, like, this closet, it's also where my mom kept her liquor. I don't know why I remember that, but she had these, like, fake flowers. I remember they were roses, and it's one of the reasons why I can't stand roses to this day, because my mom brought all these, like, they weren't fake, they were dried roses, and they got, like, some of them were fresh and some of them were just, like, dried arrangements, and that whole closet forever smelled like those. I always think of roses as funeral flowers. I like it a little bit better today, but it has to be a very specific today, okay, because this is a little something. I don't know if I've shared this on here before. I probably have. But the saying, stop and smell the roses. So, I think it was like a year or so ago. Like, somebody said that to me in passing, and I was like, that is so corny. And then I was like, maybe it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know. But, like, it triggered something in me that, like, when I'm in stores now, I always purposely stop to, like, smell the flowers, like, smell the roses. Like, and I do like the smell of fresh cut roses. Today I do. I don't like rose water and stuff like that necessarily, but, like, just I'll always, like, stop and smell, like, flowers if I pass them by, and fresh cut flowers, and, like, grocery stores and whatever. So I always take the time to do that. And I always, like, stand there for a moment. It's part of me, like, living in the moment a little bit, which is actually what I talked about on my Peterisms channel today. So yeah, tonight, I don't know, nap maybe, maybe a little nap. And a small little meal, and then watching the Janks and whatever Alex wants to watch on TV, and just kind of have a relaxing night. And I'm going to walk. As soon as I get done with this vlog and I get it, I start rendering it, I'm going to go take a walk for at least 15, 20 minutes tonight. That's at least my commitment is 15 or 20 minutes. Unless I get started walking and my knees start hurting too bad, then I won't. But that's at least my commitment. Put my sneakers on, my running shoes, and start walking down the street. So... well, listen, I'm going to get off here now. We'll do a real short outro tonight. Last night I did my whole outro, so tonight I'm going to do a short outro. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. You've made it halfway through the week. It's almost the weekend. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And I almost went with my whole outro. Anyway, just be nice to one another. Be kind to one another. Most importantly, be kinder to yourself. Love yourself more. When I say that at the end of my thing, what I mean is the kinder you are to yourself and the more you love yourself, that exudes out in how we treat other people as well, you know? It's hard to love somebody else when you don't even love yourself, you know? Anyway, it's the truth. It's true. You know, like I remember the coin I got when I got out of treatment that said you must first be a value to yourself before you can be a value to others. And I always remember that, you know? You gotta value yourself. And sometimes it's so hard to get there. I had to do so much work to get to that point where I could even say, yeah, I'm worth it. You know, I do value myself. I'm worth it. I do love myself. It took me a long time and a lot of work to get to that point, you know, because it was so ingrained in me for so long by so many people, that the bullies and all that stuff, that I was unlovable. But I'm not. And you aren't either. So on that note, love yourself enough to just relax and enjoy your evening. I love you guys so much. Or if you're watching this tomorrow morning, I hope you have a great day. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.